Hello, it's me, Arisa Gaming. We're back. It's Oxygen Not Included. We're continuing our previously started run on the Prehistoric Planet Pack, second stream. Hope you're doing well, Ayla Avo. Yeah, new fish cam position. It's at the top of the tank, but you may have noticed there's not any fish hanging out up here. Obviously, all the loaches like to hang out at the bottom, which is why normally this camera here goes down here. But I moved the table that was here now, because that's where the aquarium chiller is. We've got the chiller up and running, because there's going to be a heat wave this week while I'm out at a festival. So, yeah, thank you very much again, you guys, for actually contributing to the stream and to the channel. Your contributions made that possible. Now the fish get to enjoy luxury while I'm out. But, other exciting news before we start. I am actually going to get some new fish for the main tank. I'm going to get some more colourful fish, because the Ottocycluses are doing pretty well in the frog tank. They're enjoying all the algae. But we've only got one Platy and one Danio left in there. That they've lived long and fruitful lives, but they don't live very long. And Whiskers ate all the babies. So I'm going to have a think, and we're going to get some new fish on maybe Sunday. I'll let the wife feed into that decision a fair bit, I think. And yeah, we'll do that. But let's continue with Oxygen Not Included for now. Let's see. Hopefully everything goes smoothly today. Yep, everyone is here. They're at the pod. They're all enjoying each other's company. This is good. This is a promising start. I love all the new artwork and I love all the new outfits. It's great. Right, let's see. What else we got? We got new loot? Let's have a look at the loot. Hello, Shishilin. Luxury fish. Yes, exactly. We got the ick curves. We've already got the ick curves. That's fine. Right, let's go. So, what are we doing today? Well, there's a couple of things. We got to get some blast shots made. We want to try and make intracosmic... Let's actually unpause it for a little bit. Yeah, there you go. We actually want to make some intracosmic blast shots. So we make these with peat, refined metal, and biodiesel is something we can do. So biodiesel, we have these cute little plant pulverizers. We have some seacomb leaves that we planted down here by the whatchamajigger. You don't eat seeds. You only eat other pacus. So we're gonna keep collecting seeds from the seacomb. We're gonna keep growing more of it. Can I actually make this a farm? Can we micronutrient fertilize these? I hadn't even thought about that. Let's try it. If I put like a farm station over here, I feel like this should be doable. And then we can just stick it over here. Because if we have any fertilizer, I would rather use it on getting the seacomb up and running quickly. Yeah, let's try that. I'll put a tile here as well, and we'll dig this out just so we can remove this fossil bit. Not 100% sure whether we can or not. But that's the plan. So, we've got to get more seacomb going, and then that's where the biodiesel is going to come from. We crush it into phyto oil here, and then we mix it with bleach stone in the emulsifier. Don't ask me how that produces biodiesel, but it does. So, yeah. But to make the emulsifier, we need glass. To make glass, we need a glass forge. To make a glass forge, we need radiation research. So here's the plan stand. We got a smoker over here that's belching out a ton of heat. I'm going to put like a little radiation research bit down here, and we're just going to make a lab. I'll put an airflow tile over here. We do have an airflow tile. We'll dig this out. And then I'll just put some weezewarts in a pretty normal pattern. I mean, maybe something like this. And then... No, they need to be a bit lower than that. Hold on. Yeah. We'll just do our usual triangle. Seems good. We are going to get dupes to just manually bring the phosphorus in here. Actually, you know what? Move that over one to the right. Or one to the left, rather. So, farm tiles. And then we need the materials research lab, which we're currently researching. Let's print something at the pod. Nickel ore. Do we need nickel ore? Probably not. I think we want to keep printing dupes, but you guys aren't particularly good, and I don't want bionic dupes. So I think we'll just take the nickel. We can go up to 13 dupes without any problems. We haven't built the SPOM yet. We are kind of running on algae at the moment, so that is something we'll do if we need to. I want to get the other stuff done first. I want to start checking out Blastshots if we can. Right, let's put these here. And then this could just be a door. I managed to install a couple of mods. Not a load of mods, but a couple. So we got the suppressed notifications. We got better tooltips again. I showed the modular impact range. Yes. It's going to impact and hit stuff here, so... We're not going to let that happen, though. It's looking very ominous in the distance, but I'm pretty confident that we can make these blast shots in time. I think I know what I'm doing with this. We do also have access to Wheezeworts. Wheezeworts should definitely be on the seed list. Oh, we haven't actually dug them up yet? Okay. That's fine. We can dig up a couple in here. How far away is it from the pod? I don't know, like... about 15 tiles. It's not great, but we're not going to let it hit. We're going to fend off the meteor as quickly as we can, and then we're going to head over to the Relic R lab seed. We're going to let the meteor hit, and we're going to see what that does. That's my plan. Because I think we can actually get... I think we can actually stop this meteor quicker than I thought we could. That's so close. Yeah, we can't let it hit. For sure. Unless we just move everyone downstairs, but I don't think we'll need to. It's a shame I can't rotate this. Right. Radbolt stuff. I need to continue the Radbolt research, so we're going to need the Radbolt joint plate. No, not the Radbolt joint plate. This thing. The generator and the reflector. This should be fine. This could hook up over here. We currently have smart peat power. I'm kind of concerned we're going to burn through the peat. So, let's actually have a look. Consumable ore. Do we have any big peat deposits left? Not... Well, we have some peat left. We probably dug out about half the peat. So we'll dig out some other easy-to-grab bits. Maybe, like, these bits? I'm not convinced it's all peat. Come down here, grab this. I like that they've added peat to the game. This feels like a very natural thing to add. That's not going to get reached. We'll keep digging more out. We do have 40 tons of it. Now, if we want to make 96 Intracosmic Blastshots, that is going to admittedly require 9.6 tons of peat. So we can't burn all of it for power, so it actually has to go into the Blastshots. I think what we will do, however, is we will make a load more peat burners. Now let's see. Can I put tiles here? Yes. So I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make a load of peat burners, and we're just going to let them all pour their polluted water on the polluted water vent.
Killer fish.
Hello, Ooglavis.
Killer fish from San
How are
Diego. I don't know what I am, but I taste really good.
You don't know what you are?
I'm a killer fish. Hello. I'll be your killer fish for the evening. Thank you.
Thank you. You should know what you are by this point, Ooglavis. You're a killer fish. Them's the rules. Yeah, we're going to put a load more of these over here. So each one of these gives 480 watts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hook 4 of them together. And we're going to put them on a conductive wire, and we're going to put a metal refinery and stuff over here. Now, heat deletion. What are we going to do for heat deletion? I mean, at present, our plan for storing food was to store it down here. This is not a very good plan. It's all going to rot away down here. We're making way too much food. One could argue that we should actually just stop running the smoker for veggie poppers, because that's wasting peat. So we'll definitely stop doing that, even though the veggie poppers taste really good. We could probably grow less sweat corn, but we're planning on printing more dupes, so I'm probably just going to waste the food for now. I mean, the thing is, these guys want peat as well, don't they? I think we'll just keep printing more dupes, though. We've got enough peat. I think we can get away with keeping them and digging out more stuff. I hope you're having a good day with this. I'm so pleased I actually managed to hook up the aquarium chiller. A, without any leaks, and B, without, like breaking any electronics. It's like the plug was from, like, the chiller is from America, I think. Because it came in an American plug socket. Oh, I need a research conductive wire if I'm going to do this. That's fine. Let's see. I need you to ladder this as well. All the polluted water will just flow down here. I like these peat generators. It's nice that there's an alternative to coal now. I have had some thoughts about the LUMs and the Ovagro nodes. I am going to try and do a sandbox showcase video as soon as possible on this ranch design. I'm not sure we're actually going to have to bother with it on this run, because I think with this run, what we're going to do, while the DLC is fresh and we're learning, we're going to do small challenges. We know that we're not sticking around for a main run. Oh look, there's a nit in space. We know we're not going to stick around for a long run because of the whole sour gas or bust thing. So we're going to do a few short challenges and learn what we can about the DLC. And each one will have a different theme. Is there a reasonable way to get peat in a normal start rather than a DLC start? Let's have a look. I doubt it. You can actually boil peat directly into coal as well, by the way, in case you're curious. Just bear in mind that this state transition forms tiles, so you lose half the mass. So you probably don't want to do that unless it's already on the map, and that's kind of sketchy. Yeah. I don't think there's any real way of making more peat. The only option you have is the lum. But you can feed the lum bristleberries and bog buckets. Or bog jellies. So, if you get a lum egg 500 cycles in, you can make peat. But I wouldn't count it as a start. You do it with packets that do multiple tiles. I don't think that's how it works. We tested this when we were doing the Sarah Castle bus theory crafting. We were trying to cook fertilizer back into dirt at 100% ratio, as the state change allows. But no matter what the tile size, no matter what the solid size is on the conveyor, or wherever it is when you're trying to melt it, it will always form a tile. A solid to solid state transition will always form a tile. It's just how the game works. Even to the extent where it pushes the tiles up in a vertical column out of space. It was quite amusing, to be honest. But the long and short of it is no. There is no efficient way of using solid to solid state transitions unless you are cooking a tile of one kind into a tile of another. Because then you don't lose any of the mass because you have to dig it up anyways. Now, the other thing is, if we're making the blast shot down here, we could probably set up a conveyor rail for that, but that's not a huge priority. Right, have you dug up the wheeze walls? No. So these digs up here, these need to be priority 9. You can get in here. Wow, the nits are coming in. I should probably actually put doors here to prevent the nits from coming in. Let's do that. It's not shove bowls this time, it's nits. Yeah, so get them out of there. Dig up the food as well, I suppose. There's a weasel in here as well. I think what we're going to do to deal with all the excess heat... I mean, obviously, it's early on. We could shove it somewhere on the map. I think what we're actually going to do is we're going to put a load of ice makers somewhere. We have a load of water. We can make this into ice. And ice makers are very heat negative now. Or they were heat negative. They have been heat negative for a while since it got updated to make snow for the Frosty Planet Pack DLC. They are about half as efficient at cooling as a thermo aquatuner, but they require dupe labor, and they delete the heat instead of shifting it. So for early game heat movement purposes, it's very strong. And I want to keep emphasizing that, so that's what we're going to do. But what you have to do is you have to grab the water from somewhere, turn it into ice, and then put the ice back in a pool of something, i.e. possibly polluted water, because the polluted water definitely won't freeze, even if it has the ice in it. And then Bob's your uncle. Right, what do you mean this is out of greenhouse? Is it too big? It's too big. Okay, so that's fairly simple, because all we have to do here is put some doors in. So there's already no better way of doing it than that. That's fine. The nits have much value. What you want to do with the nits is you want to feed them to lure plants, like this. The lure plants produce amber. You turn the amber into resin, and you can turn the resin into plastic. So this is your plastic source in the game. Are we going to need plastic? Probably not. Not unless there's a building that requires it. Right, what else was the plan? I think we can just speed to it, to be honest. Whatever the lag source is. So my OBS lag has stopped, which is a relief. But whatever is causing this fairly new colony to lag has not gone away. So we'll just run on speed 2 instead of speed 1, because it's not going to make a difference. But do you love plastic? The answer is hell yeah. things that make only enthusiasts go hell yeah. Plastic. It's true. It's very true. I love the dartles running around. So, the incentive of doing dartles and rexes is reed fiber, because the rexes produce the feather fibers you can use to make ammo suits. The actual dartles themselves, so they produce a lot of chlorine. The dew dripper eats brine ice, which you get from the rexes, because they poop brine ice. So it's effectively kind of a closed loop. It provides you with chlorine, and it provides you with reed fiber. Neither of these things we really desperately need. So maybe we don't end up doing a lot of stuff. Did I really just dig the wrong tile for this Wheezewort? Did it? God, can you imagine if they updated the game so the Wheezeworts hopped to a new tile when you dug it up without telling anyone? If I was a dev, I would do something like that. Chlorine is good though. Oh, chlorine's really good, but I mean, at the moment, it seems like a really good use for it is the Megaphron to get loads of food. But we really don't need more food. I mean, obviously, eventually we'll move off of sweat corn, but like for a short run, we don't really need to. Long term, this is definitely more sustainable though, because the mass consumption of the Megaphron is very low. The Megaphron seems like a straight upgrade to Sleeply, which is fine because you only find it on this asteroid. Even if the plant seems to directly outclass Sleeply, because the Megaphron grain is used in all the same recipes, and it's just less fussy as a plant. But it's fine because most of the time you're not going to have access to the Megaphron. I've seen some people posting on the forums asking, can we get it so that you can get Demolior to land on any asteroid, not just the Relica asteroid? And the thing is, wouldn't that make most asteroids too easy? Like, Demolior provides you with an absolute ton of resources. I feel like it's comparable in strength to the Frosty Planet Pack. If we could shoot... Like, the devs expect you to shoot this thing down by cycle 200, on average, as a benchmark. And considering how long it takes for you to get the geothermal heat pump online, that takes you longer than 200 cycles. It does give you a load of power, or access to space materials. But this also gives you access to heat-resistant materials, because you can mine the iridium. I feel like it would be... I feel like it would make the game too easy if it was a standard option you could have on every asteroid. Obviously, it's fine for a specific asteroid, because that's part of the intended gameplay loop, to have it be a bit easier than usual in this one circumstance. Just like how power is somewhat easier on the Frosty Planet Pack if you do the geothermal plant properly, like we did in our run on YouTube. But to have the geothermal pump available on every run would make it outstay its welcome, I think. It would be too strong. As I said, it trivializes a lot of other stuff in the game. Like, yeah. I like that they provide infinite resources in new ways, just wish they'd add something to base game that does the same uniquely. Yeah, I mean, I think they've added a space POI for the base game where you can mine stuff. I'm not sure that includes the iridium. I think it's just the base resources on this planet, if I'm correct. Should I have a dedicated heat source for this? A power source for this red dot generator? I mean, how much peat do you get filled with? Nah, I'm not gonna bother. I'm just gonna plug it into the regular wire. This should be fine for what we need. There is some phosphorite. There's not a lot. So let's go and look at cultivatable soil. We need the purple stuff. Which is in the Darfel biome. Okay. Well, there's a fair amount of it. We just need to actually grab it. So let's make sure we're digging this up. And yeah, that'll do. There's a fair bit over here. Yeah, that should do. Okay, we'll do that. So you need to point down. Let's speed you up again. We need to build this. We need to research conductive wires. Blech. I'm very glad the game doesn't mind me misspelling things now. It's because I'm typing too quickly. Get me into Laminella on the land and just rock. I've seen people playing that game. That's like a really old platformer, isn't it? Or something along those lines. Right, what's going on here then? Oh, you need to build the doors. Okay, just build the doors. I want to see more of this. Also, you're still getting damaged somehow. Interesting. Looks like we just grew some sea comb. Okay. Right, so you're a farm now. So you require operation. We do have fertilizer. We dug up some fertilizer. Now, if we look at the farm station, micronutrient fertilizer, no. Crop tending. Where do we find out whether a plant can be fertilized or not? I want to see if sea comb can be fertilized. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Testing. Important. But this needs to face this way. Now, one could argue that we could have just done manual radbot stuff, but actually, I don't think we had the uranium lump, because we haven't got any lead. If we look on here for metals, there's no random uranium lump here.
Thanks for the sub.
Oh, there's uranium down here. Ooh.
Erasure 2 Jam Meep is the best dupe. Erasure 2 Jam.
Amazing. Yeah, Meep is the best dupe. Thank you very much for 29 months, Uklevisk. Jellyfish jams for all. When are they going to add a jellyfish to Oni? Anyways, we were talking about jellyfish last time. Seems like a missed opportunity to have like a jellyfish blooping around. We priority 9 this. You are planning on grabbing this as well. That's good. Yeah, stop making veggie poppers. We don't need to do that. What about barbecue? We can make barbecue. Where's the meat coming from? Do we just get some dead dartles? We could also make sleep meat with the Megaphron grains. There's a fair few Megaphron grains. Sure. Oh, actually, hold on. The Megaphron grain's gonna go off. Where are the Megaphron grains? Are they in here? Wait, have we been... Oh, God, look at this. We're sticking all the Megaphron grains in here. Well, they are going off, but slowly. Let's make some frost buns. It's fine. I don't think the toasted mimlet is doing anything. Let's... We'll think about that later. We'll think about it later. Right, we need to get the peat sorted out. You need to actually deliver peat to these things if they're gonna run. You have peat in the storage bin. Oh, this is sweet only. Because peat. Because peat party 8. There you go. Let's keep looking for more peat. There's peat here. That's very convenient. I'll have the little wheel on this thing. Also, do we have enough refined metal to get this to work? Yeah, we're gonna need you guys to be on the peat a little bit more. Let's keep looking for more. I think there's a couple of bits up here. I will get you guys to just come and dig these little bits out, especially because we want the fertilizer as well. We potentially want the fertilizer, so come and grab these bits. Okay, look. So Turner is micronutrient fertilizing the sea coat. So we can get this to grow with the farm station. That's very important. Because this is going to let us maximize our number of seeds. Right? So we want seacomb seeds in here. Do seacomb plants produce seeds? Base seed harvest chance. Yes, they do. We just don't have a good farmer. Okay, so what that's telling me is that we should actually come and dig the seacomb seeds from up here. So dig these out, and then we can grab something else. I don't think we found any more. We do also actually have a radioactive biome down here, so that is a possibility. But what we'll do is we'll actually put in some extra farm tiles here. Pacus don't eat seacomb seeds. Seems like a miss. That would be very annoying if they did, but yeah. We need to do more stuff with Pacu. I feel like, again, that's not going to happen this run because we don't need it to happen to blow up the meteor. Like, we're literally just going to try and blow up the meteor first just to see how feasible it is. I'm not going to call it a speed run, but it's like going to be kind of close. I feel like it would be possible to do it by cycle 100. Let's aim for that. If we're just beelining it. I feel like we can consume all the resources on the map and do it by cycle 100. And there is, to be fair, plenty of peat down here, so you guys can do the digging fairly quickly. Let's have a look for more peat. So, got the brown stuff. There's little lumps of it over here. Looks like the lum has actually been doing some work. Is this the point where we actually groom the lum? Possibly. A speed walk. Yes, that sounds about right. You know what, let's do it. Let's put in... We made this suspiciously ranch-shaped after all. Let's put a grooming station in here. We did say we were going to do some ranching here. We did literally pick out a proper rancher. Wait, have we not researched ranching? We should do that at some point. It's pretty doable. Deconstruct some glass. It's discoverable. Your glass in your care package? Really? Well, I don't think we have any glass. I don't think there's any glass structures that I can find. These things are made of steel. They're demolishables. You've done it cycle 76 with 9 dupes, trying hardest difficulty. Yeah, exactly. It seems very doable. I'm not going to pretend I'm an elite speedrunner, so we'll try and do it cycle 100. And if we do it by then, I'll be pretty happy. The panel's a teleporter, a blaster. Oh, the background panel. Oh, that's mean. Look at this. I mean, it's 5 kilograms each. How much do we need for an emulsifier? Let's have a look, right? I mean, that feels like cheating. Oh, we need the research. Okay, emulsifier. So the building requires 100 kilograms. All small glass is 90. Yeah, so you can't do it. So we have to make a glass forge anyways, so we'll probably just do it anyways. I don't think it's gonna get in the way that much. Also, actually, something else we need to do. For our refined metal that we're going to make all these blast shots out of, we're going to make it all out of gold amalgam. You could dig out the thing here as well. think what we do is something along... Yeah, that should work. And then we can come down here and start digging it out here. We're gonna metal refine a load of gold amalgam. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I guess just do that. Expensive bullets. Yeah, but it's because that required the least heat generation for the metal refinery. I think that makes a lot of sense. And if this is... I mean, we've got the hydrogen vent as well. We should probably actually do something like that. Right, let's party 9 the dig up here, because that may also be a constraint. A sea comb. Something else I should consider. We should actually wander over and see... Yeah, we should wander over and see if there's any more sea comb over here. You want speedrunning and just testing out a new DLC? Yes, I'm sure you're much... I think you're a much faster player than me in general, user, from from what I've seen. Hello, Julie Pixels. How are you? What have you been up to lately? Have you got the DLC yet? Am I spoiling the DLC experience? Somehow I think I managed to stay somewhat spoiler-free for, like, most of this. Like, we knew stuff existed, but we hadn't actually gotten to playing around with any of it. What's this? Oh, that's an Evagronode seed. You sure do. Excellent. Great. Yeah, keep building all the automation wire. All the peat will get stored down here. Got the 2 achievements. Nice, you've already done it. We're trying to grab the 2 achievements. We're gonna shoot down this meteor first, and then we're gonna go to Relic R and try and survive. This seems like a lot of fun. Right, Seco. Plant those both here. We'll continue to acquire more seeds. We already actually have 1.4 tons of phyto oil. And I don't know how much biodiesel goes into a blast shot. That lab planet is wild. Good luck. Yeah, it does look crazy. I think we're gonna go for bionic duplicates on that one. Maybe. It seems like power might not be as much of an issue as generally surviving. 160 kilograms of phyto oil per blast shot. Oh, wow. That's a lot. Really? Intracosmic Blastshot. Oh, thanks, game. We gotta make the biodiesel first. You'll need 16 tons of phyto oil, 4 tons of bleach stone, 5 tons of refined metal. Okay, let's put bleach stone on the list. That's true. We do need to find a load of it. We haven't been digging it up yet. Ah, this is where these guys come in. Because we're probably not going to get 4 tons just mining the whole map. Especially not if it's all bloody off-gassing. So, I think what that means is... Let's actually come up here. We'll put a storage bin in here. This is where we'll put the bleach stone, so it doesn't off-gas. Right. Yeah, I kind of forgot how much of it you actually need for this biodiesel. It's kind of wild. It's going anyways. Yeah, that's going alright. I don't think this has been depowering. Hello, Jedam Pliz. Oh, I love that emote. The Muppet of the axolotl. You don't need darts, just look at 400 kilogram patches in the ocean biome. 400 kilogram patches. Yeah, that, I know what you mean. They're in a specific spot, aren't they? Look at the materials. Need the blue. There's a specific formation that has loads of it. I think. Ah, yeah, here. Yeah. So we dig that up and that's a ton right there. Hmm. Okay, well that does exist. That's good. Oh. Tiles. Why did I tile this up? Why did I tile this up? I think I was worried the polluted water was going to blow down here, but I don't think it is. Jorbo, you're not long for this world. You're going to get yourself trapped on the geometry some more. Alright, let's speed up again. Now that we know more specifically what we're actually going to be doing, let's crack on, I think. It will still take some time to do the research, obviously. We will keep printing more dupes in the meantime to speed things up even further, because our food production is great. Algae is running low pretty quickly. We probably need to actually set up the spawn pretty quickly. So what I'm thinking is... we got a lot of chlorine down here. So the frozen biomes are all full of chlorine. I think what we do is we just set up the spawn here. We just dump... yeah. Let's not even be fancy about it. Let's just dump everything. So... where do I want to put this? Because originally I was thinking of putting it here so we could interface with the cold stuff. We can still put it here. It doesn't really get in the way too much. So I think what we'll do is we'll just do... maybe just 2 electrolyzers. Something along these lines. We do need to set this up today, I think. Because otherwise we're going to run out of algae. Let's see. Dupes. We want good dupes. You're an ictophobe. That's not ideal. We do need more diggers, though. We got a bonbon tree seed. I don't think we need nectar for anything. Should we take it? Do we have much snow? We could just make snow with the ice maker. But we don't really need nectar for anything. Let's take Quinn. We'll take Quinn and we'll give him a special room with a light. Oh, I've got an idea. Hold on. If I just dig this out. Don't ask me what all these Evagro fruit are doing up here. If I just dig that out, what I'll do is I'll put a little lamp here. And will that actually shine down there? That will. Okay. So what we actually do is we omit that. We dig this. And then I don't think that shines down there. Let's probably nine this. Why I can go here. And then automation sensor can go here. This could be Quinn's bed. I think this makes sense, because I think Quinn's good enough to consider taking anyways. So let's get you on all of these things. And skills, you get... I think we need a good supplying dude. Actually, we do already have a good supplying dude. Let's get more hard digging then. Go for it. We've got to remember to do that. That's fine. Quinn gets a hat. It's me! I'm the Quinn. Yeah, in other news, we found an adapter for the puffed turntable. The only problem is, I've turned off puff cam for now, which I know Grey Area will be very upset about. And it's because I've had to literally clamp and tape the fish cam up here. So moving it to, it's not on the tripod anymore, so moving it full puff cam is kind of annoying. The only thing I could do is get like a little puffed and suspend it in the water, which doesn't sound like a good idea. So, yeah. Right, if we look at this, so, yeah. This sufficiently blocks the light, so Quinn can enjoy their seat. Right. Right, now, let's have a look at this. So, we need conductive wires. So, we need to make a little bit more first. So, let's make another... let's say 20 lots of nickel. And then we need to start researching things. We need to start researching the emulsifier, I think. Emu. Search for emus. And you'll find it. No, we needed something else. We needed the glass forge. Okay, well, let's get the emulsifier anyways. We know we need it. Let's research it, and then we'll focus on something else. Oh, you're full of rad bolts now? Oh, wait, hold on. There's something very important I forgot to do here. We gotta turn this off. Send a green signal when rad bolt storage is full. Yeah, I want you to do... No, we need knock gates, then. We need knock gates first for this. Build the wire first, and that will turn this off, and that will stop us wasting all the peat on this. It's probably fine. Yeah, get some frost buns as well. So, the wires and stuff. So obviously we'll need to set up the liquids. This should be fairly straightforward, so we'll just put some bottle emptiers here. This is going to be a very crude spawn. We're just going to dump the oxygen out onto the map. I do not want to bother running a load of pumps. I think I will literally put one sensor up here. Or one pump up here for hydrogen. Right, actually, you know what? Do it like this. And then I will seal these bits off. Yeah, that does need to be done soon. There is a little bit more algae, so we've got a tiny bit more time for this, but not a lot of extra time. Because that was the main deposit. There's a few bits here. Game, I would prefer it if you did not drag a giant box over everything. I mean, this seems... Oh, here's the second deposit. Okay, so we probably don't have to worry about this immediately. Then leave that. Leave this. Dig these. Dig this. Now, what are the odds this actually gets dug out in a way where the dupes can do stuff? I don't know. Let's see what that does. Oh, nothing, because you can't reach it. That's funny. How about you dig this? Dig this, 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 these, and then something along these lines. That seems like a recipe for disaster. So let's actually do this bit first. And leave this bit alone. How's the conductive wire looking? Yeah, this is looking good. So now we can do this. Hook these all up. And then we can plug the Metal Refinery into this. And I think what we're going to do is instead of dumping all the heat into a cold biome, I think we are just going to make... We're just going to put a naked Metal Refinery and we're going to make gold amalgam into gold. And we're going to use ice makers to cool the area. Because this asteroid is hot already. I want to see how effective this is. There is an argument to be made for putting some hydrogen in here as well to increase the cooling efficiency of these guys. Certainly a possibility. Ice makers. Yeah, we're going to do ice makers. They're really strong. And I don't see people using them enough. They're really strong. If you don't mind the dupe labor, they are literally half as efficient as thermo aquatuners, but they actually delete the heat. And obviously late game when you're trying to generate power with heat, that's not what you want, but early game, it's very strong. Yeah, see, look, this is working just fine. Although, there are nits hanging around somewhere, I think. Now, bleachstone needs to go in here so it doesn't off-gas. We need to collect all the bleachstone. Happy duds. Very good. Right, let's add bleach stone to the list. Why can we add balloon friends to the list? This does not seem like a thing we should be able to do. What else do we want on the list? Gold amalgam, we definitely want on the list. Polluted dirt is also relevant because of the sea combs. I'll put nickel. Bleach stone goes here. Right, we have the dock gate. That's great. So, put the dock gate here. I'll do. Then the next thing we want is the emulsifier. We've established this. Emus. We need emus. Okay, this looks like it should be safe now. This isn't going to count as a lab, is it? Well, we shouldn't actually need that much radiation research. I think a Seacomb Paku morph would be brilliant. Yeah, more Pakus. Definitely add more Pakus. The one thing I would say is... Ooh, hello.
Thanks for the raid.
Hello, Mimic101. Let me give you a shout out. Hope you're doing well. Are you enjoying the Oxygen Not Included Prehistoric Planet Pack DLC as well? We're on about cycle 40. And we are trying to see how quickly we can shoot down the meteor. We know how to make the blast shots. We're putting a few things together. We got some sea combs. We're trying to grow all of the stuff. We got a farm station down here. We made some micronutrient fertilizer. We'll just need to deliver this. You don't have the DLC yet. Fair enough. One thing I would say, if you don't have the DLC yet, but you have the others, get the bundle from Steam, and it will include everything you already own, and you'll get a discount. I got like I got the DLC for like £4. We're gonna shoot a meteor. Look, here it is. It's Demolior. The poor fish is dying. Yeah, it's dying on the tiles. It's a bug of some kind. But yeah, the meteor's over here. It's gonna impact our asteroid in 160 cycles and destroy this giant chunk of it, which is coincidentally right next to our base. There are arguments for letting it hit, but we're not doing that in this run. We are just going to actually behave. This is definitely not off-gassing, is it? Okay. We gotta collect all the bleach stone and put it in here. Right now, Steam's bundle is now from minus 35% to 5%. Oh no! That's a shame. Well, only DLC is pretty cheap anyways. I'm very happy with the prices of DLCs in this game. Look, Ruby's having a go at the phyto oil. We're trying to make it. We need a lot of phyto oil. We need 16 tons of phyto oil, apparently. But we're going to put the emulsifier here, so I'm probably not going to put more liquid reservoirs here. We don't need to hold on to that much of it, right? It's not permanently gone, it's just a weird sale. Ah, okay. Who's stressed? Quinn is stressed. Interesting. You the one actually coming down here to grab all the leaves. Yes. We got another seacomb seed. We need to be growing this as quickly as possible. I think I will put another one here. And another one here. Oh, look, it's a baby Jorbo! It's a Jorbo fry. It's a regular Paku-sized guy. That's very cute. Part Crusher skin is amazing. I know, right? Fantastic. I love all the cosmetics that came in this DLC. Big fan. Right, we need glass. So, the reason we got radiation research is because we need a glass forge. We don't need much glass. Yeah, in fact, if we demolish the rest of the asteroid, we only need one lot. So what we could do is we could just build it right here and not really worry about it too much. Right, I should definitely tile this over though, shouldn't I? Because you're just coming up here, right? That'll save you some time. Surely. We also do need to build a spom over here, technically. Let's dump some salt water in here, because we have a little bit of salt water. I'm going to yellow alert this, so I don't forget about it. I don't think we even need this tile, so I'm not going to bother. Imagine that if you went into the water with those guys where dupes get eaten and you got to gang up on it. I know, right? They literally put in the description for the jawbone that it's not going to eat dupes because they were that worried the players were going to be intimidated by them. There you go, a little bit of salt water, that's all good. And now you just need a little bit of phyto oil. No, just a little bit of regular water. Oh, yeah, keep this yellow alert so we stay focused on it. Power wire. This can be on its own loop. This is not going to require a huge amount of external management. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a hydrogen generator here, a smart battery, and a manual generator. We're going to tile all of this. And we're just going to let this run. This is going to be the laziest spom in existence. Maybe we'll use it to power some other stuff, maybe we won't. Do we actually have water available? No, we need an auto bottler. Okay, that's fine. They do look like they could bite. That is true. They should make a variant of the Jorbo that is carnivorous and eats dupes. And turns them into genetic ooze. So we can build stuff out of genetic ooze. This is a very hinged take. Oh, I picked a bad moment to drink this. You don't want too much water in here. There we go. When are we going to be able to make tiles out of genetic ooze? This must be a gameplay feature. This is how we attract all of the RimWorld enthusiasts over to Oxygen Not Included. Right, we want to put a Atmos sensor in here. I'm going to be honest. We're never going to run out of hydrogen with this setup. I'm not going to bother. All I'm going to do is build the tiles here and here, and then we're going to close it up. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm actually going to deconstruct this tile, because we don't need this tile either. The recent villain Arkins. No. Right, let's see. This goes here. This is going to be the laziest spom of all time, just to literally get us going. Right, speed up again. Make a house out of dupes so dupe can live in it. Yeah, that's where you put one of those quarters where you just give them food poisoning, so that they all pee themselves super often on, like a high bath time schedule. So you get loads of polluted water. I am glad that that is not the general approach people take to this game. Makes me happy. Oh, I just realized my name. I was looking for you because on YouTube because Stinger recommended it. Ah, interesting. See, for a moment there, I thought you were going to say, oh, I recognize your name. You're that character from Deep Woken. And I'm like, no. I independently came up with the name. I am not affiliated with that French gaming media company or anything else. Or that Roblox mod or whatever. I don't know. I feel like it's almost impossible to get an actually unique name these days. But it was literally because the origin of the name is, it was literally like a character from a novel I was going to write, and then I renamed that character, and then the name just stuck for my username. That's the entire story. Oh wait, we don't want to do this. Wait, do we? Do we do this? We just need to actually put another tile here. You know, I'll put a ladder here. Yeah, no, most people haven't, but it's like, if you Google it, that's what comes up. Although, to be honest, these days, if we Google it, I'm what comes up, which is nice. Nice little ego boost. Right, we do want to seal this. We do need to put a tile here, but I'm going to wait to do that until we've built everything. I'm just going to tile all of this. You guys are probably going to come over here a little bit every now and then. Right, let's speed it up. You shouldn't have that many more lots of nickel to make, right? Yeah. That's alright. I like how this is looking. Wait, no, I don't like how this is looking. You gotta build the wire, because this is just wasting all the peat at the moment. Don't do it. I really like the lum. I think they're my favorite critter. Oh look, the sweat corn was sparkling, but it looked like the lum was sparkling because of where it was positioned. I believe in the lums. They wasted peat. For Pete's sake, stop wasting the peat. This is probably going to be the thumbnail, us just having this with the Metal Refinery. Some kind of unhinged manner. This wire is now overloading. Oh, because you're doing the radiation research. Yeah, that's probably going to happen. The lums look so derpy that everyone loves them. Yeah, the only people knew what they were doing with that. Right, now let's see. Water. This goes in here. Now. There is definitely an argument to be made that we should just be boiling. We should be putting the water in the Metal Refinery. And then putting the hot water in the spawn. Delete the heat. Because this is not hot enough. At the moment, this is going to turn into 75-degree oxygen and stuff. So, that probably is what we do. But if we're doing that, I don't want to build a giant conductive wire coming down here. This is not the sustainable water source. Ah, fuck it. We'll be alright. If I was doing a long run, I'd probably think about stuff like that, but, like, this is not going to be a long run. We just gotta get stuff done.
Thanks for the follow.
Thanks very much for the follow, Mimic. Enjoy your fishy and froggy emotes. Yeah. I'm probably going to update the fishy and froggy emotes at some point. Because these two characters have been suspiciously missing. Now that most of them have moved on. Like, we've had the fish for 3 and a bit years now. Platties live for 3 to 5 years. Zebradanios live for 3 to 5 years. I bought them when they were adults. We had babies, but Whiskers ate them all. So we are going to get some new fish in the coming weeks. That's going to be fun. I've got to look after them and make sure they're okay before we, before I go to Scotland. I do have some plans coming up. Just dig all of this ruby, get out of here, because I know you're just going to trap yourself in here. You somehow combine both names or even reverse those names and still end up with Fishy or Froggy. Oh. Listen, lums are great and all, but baby dartles are clearly S tier. Yes. Oh, dartles are S tier. First of all, the impression on the dartles is just amazing. The unimpressed impression. And then the babies are just completely cute. Look at the little, like, lopsided blink they do as well. They hit it out of the park with the artwork. They always do. They always do. We'll go up to 14 duplicates considering we made an extra bed for our friend. Let's get more research on Gosman. Yeah, we'll just put the Metal Refinery here. We'll just make him a gold. What we'll do is... So, the Polluted Water. We are gradually feeding this into the Ovagra vein. The Ovagra node, but it's not growing very quickly. Yeah, it was always good, but it's extra good this time. Yes. Yes, a lot of people didn't like the Bionic Duplicant art. I think it's very good. Does it blend in well with the rest of the Oxygen Not Included content? Not as well, I must say. But it does, like all the wallpapers and stuff, it does give the colony a unique feel to it, which is what the DLC was going for. So, I like it for different reasons. But the art direction for this DLC is great. Oh, that clock is 20% up. You do still have to actually come down here and do this. Now, here's the thing, right? Is anyone actually prioritizing building? We got 3 dupes who are supposed to be prioritizing building. I'm a little bit concerned. Also, you guys need to dig these tiles. So the end game here is to destroy meat, right? Is it to save all the dinos? Well, it's to get an achievement. That's why we're doing it. If the meteor hits, what it will do, I believe, it will take out this area. The temperature around it will increase a lot, so we'll get a lot of magma and stuff that's going to flow down from it. But when it lands, it will have geysers and volcanoes in it, and it will contain iridium, which is a very high overheat temperature metal, which you can use for building stuff. So there is an argument, at least, to letting it land occasionally. Oh, let's pull the plant. We should do something. Oh, look, there's sea cone down here. And there's gold amalgam. Okay, let's actually go here, then. Let's go here and grab this stuff. We know we want the gold amalgam at least. Hello, Carrie, actually, how are you? What have you been up to? Have you been enjoying the DLC? It's quite warm in the UK at the moment. It's going to get warmer, but we've got the aquarium chiller installed now. We're going through a few changes in the fish setup. Ooh, you're a good dude. We have lots of good diggers now, but there is literally no downside to you, so we've got a print camille. I don't mind having more diggers. Right, ranching for Mima, that's good. You're the god of the game, let it fall. But there's an achievement. Also, there is a lab seed. There is a lab seed where it lands. The meteor hits in 10 cycles, and you get an achievement for surviving that for 100 cycles. That's the next part of the plan. We get to live both lives. I was originally going to live both lives on this seed, but then I realized there's no achievement for shooting it, for letting it land after 200 cycles. The achievement in the colony summary, if we load it up. Yes, we get a load of achievement. It doesn't show up. You have to be playing the lab seed to unlock the second achievement. So, yeah. I guess there's no real incentive for us to delay the inevitable. But we're gonna come back. We're gonna do... I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the 2 challenges. We're gonna go to Sargasso Bust again. And then... someone suggested that we do a no DLCs temporal tear speed run. Now that does sound interesting, because we've never played on stream without the DLCs. And we have gone to the temporal tear before, but it took 600 cycles. I reckon we can get that down to a fairly reasonable number nowadays, because that was before I started streaming. We know a lot more about the game now. But it was an interesting idea for a challenge, so we'll probably do that too. And then I'm going to make a load of Sandbox Showcase videos about the Prehistoric Planet Pack content. There are still some that I want to make for the Frosty Planet Pack DLC content as well. But there's not that many. I need to do a video on spigot seals, but they updated tallow as well in this update, so I'm kind of glad I didn't make a video on that yet. Can you actually make these tiles? Okay, you're building a spawn now. This is good. And we're just going to let all the oxygen erupt down here. We will need to get the atmo center to make sure we don't overpressurize the asteroid. This is true. There's also a big algae deposit down here. So let's actually get someone to come over here. Grab this peat. Grab this. Grab that. Keep grabbing algae. Keep delaying the inevitable. Keep cooking food. Okay. We do not need to deliver all this peat now. That's fine. So, these should all be priority 9. You are finishing off the research for the glass forge. The glass forge, we will just put here. And we would literally just dump on the floor, I think. Don't think there's anything else we urgently need to do with that. Looks like you've succeeded in digging up a lot of the bleach stone. The only thing is... Wait. What was the aim of this? No, we weren't digging up bleach stone. We were digging up phosphorite. That's what we were digging up. Okay. Yeah, there's not actually that much bleach stone here. How's this looking? Do we want to do anything over here? Are we ever going to make steel? Probably not. So let's not bother with the lime. I think we just speed through it now. Just crack on with the research, mates. Wait. You're running on the wheel as well? I think we can turn this off. Don't want to waste your time on that. Right, so the glass forge. Let's stick this here. So power wire, this is going to go here. And then we just need to dump this immediately. So, igneous rock pipe. You know what, actually, just dump it up here even. That sounds fine. And then we'll just make a few of these. Not very many at all. I'm not even going to bother putting in a lamp. Oh, I should probably move the deodorizer, right? I mean, this could be a tile, surely. Definitely don't want any polluted air coming through here. These can get hooked up to this. This is fine. Actually, you know what? No. Be thrifty. Regular wire will do for these. We're gonna make 4 lots. Yes, we could go and dig and deconstruct the glass panels in the various rooms. I'm not gonna bother. This should be quick enough as it is. Right, so what's next? We have the emulsifier. What else do we need to do? There's not a lot. Let's actually grab the mechatronics stuff. Oh. I was gonna put the auto sweepers here. No, okay, don't worry about that then. Let's do the Metal Refinery. We've got the Metal Refinery. Okay. Ice Maker. That's what we'll do then. Let's get this done first. We can put off the spot. Oh, you're already running. Okay. Don't do that yet. Now, this was not a very good plan now, was it? We still need to seal this all off. In fact, what I could do is I could deconstruct that, and then we could build this tile here. And then we can climb up here, probably. Although, let's actually build the tiles across here so we can get in here. Okay. We're going to need to rebuild that. I don't know why. For some reason, I didn't expect them to just build everything immediately. We're also going to have to pump the gas out of here. So let's actually put the vent in first. Yeah, keep building all of this. And then the Metal Refinery, I'm just going to put here. There you go. Something feels very wrong about this. Right, now what else do we want? We want probably a motion sensor and a lamp. We could do that here, right? We do want this for the Metal Refinery because there's going to be a lot of metal refining going on. So this seems acceptable. This could be a regular wire going up here. This could be an automation wire. And then we're going to put the Ice Maker over here, maybe. What's in here? Oh, the insulated tile. Okay. Geotuner we don't need. Ice Maker, great. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to make the glass still. So make 4 lots of glass. Yellow alert. Mimar is already on the job. It doesn't take that long. We've got the sand nearby. This should let us make the emulsifier. And then we got the glass in here. This is going to immediately burst out the pipe. Obviously, it's very hot. The heat capacity of glass is not very high. Actually, it's not that bad, actually. Well, they'll cope. All the plants in this asteroid are more heat resistant than usual. I'm really not that fussed. Right, liquids. What we will do... Let me think about this. Now, I think what we will do, we will make a little bath of polluted water. That will go here. Does it have to be polluted water? Could it be salt water? Could it be brine? There is actually a lot of brine from the melting brine ice from the Rexes. Well, not a lot of brine. Enough that we could probably do this thing, though. Yeah. Okay, let's come down here. Let's have a think. So... Gloria's all gonna off gas if we do it like this. Is this a case where I just grab all the brine ice instead? We probably have a large amount of brine ice. Can we build temp shift plates out of brine ice? No! Well, that's not very cash money. I think what we do is we just put a storage bin here and we fill it with brine ice. So, dig this up. Utilities. We can plug in 2 ice makers on the same wire as the Metal Refinery. So we'll do that. You're going to be set to gold amalgam to gold forever. Actually, we want 50 lots. And that's enough for all of the blast shots. Oh, you're going to have to make one more lot of glass because of the occasional little bit that gets lost. Not ideal. Plate from brine ice would be too cheaty. Why? You can make a temperature plate out of regular ice. Why not brine ice? What logical reason? I don't know. Yeah, you definitely shouldn't be running. Did I disconnect you? No, but nobody's running on here, and... Okay. I need to disconnect this. I need to disconnect this for now. No need for desalination. No, the brine ice would still melt into brine. You would still need to desalinate the brine. The whole point is we want the brine in here, because we want this to be cold enough that it stays a liquid, even when there's liquid ice, even when there's solid ice in here from the ice makers. Right, let's speed this up, because what we're going to do as well. So I think we want radiant pipes. So let's do radiant pipe. No, this one. You're a dummy. It's alright. I'll allow it. But yeah, brine ice. There's a lot of salt in brine ice as well. 30% salt. I don't know why I felt the need to declare that. Let's put some more building on Turner. Put some more building on Ari. We need more construction experience generally, I would say. But what we want is we want insulated pipe to come from here. We want it to then be radiant going through here. And then we want it to be insulated on the way back, and then we want it to come back in here. And then we want it to recirculate. And we wanted to prioritize we wanted to prioritize the coolant from the Metal Refinery. We wanted to recirculate otherwise, so that will do. Don't know how I got there. No worries. I mean, when you boil brine, you get the salt and the water out. I mean, that's the thing. There's always a question. Do you just boil the liquid and not bother powering a desalinator? Boil it and then run a steam turbine to get the power? That's usually what I like to do. But the thing is, if you're getting a lot of brine from the brine geysers and it's already cold, brine has a large amount of heat capacity. Do you want to spend all that energy heating it up? And if you want to cool down the salt again? I mean, it depends. If you're using it to get your water for your electrolyzers and you want that output water to be hot, that's absolutely fine. But if you want cold water out of it, I think you are better off just running a desalinator. Maybe not better off in terms of power, but better off in terms of simplicity. Because otherwise you have to run a thermo aquatuner and get it all cold again. Which feels like a lot of effort considering how much heat you have to inject and then take out of the water. So usually that's how we do it. If it's a hot saltwater vent, we boil it because it's already most of the way there. And if it's a cold brine vent, we usually desalinate it. Right, so you are going to get connected to this wire. We do still have enough refined metal for that, so that's good. So now the glass is here, that's going to dissipate heat into the brine and heat it up to start. That's good. How much brine ice do we have? That should be on the list as well. Oh, I actually feel really focused today. That's good. We have 5.1 tons of brine ice. Great, so we can fill this whole pocket. That's good. I think it'd be good if we just need some time before we get to steam. I'm not going to run any steam power this run. We're not going to bother getting plastic. We're not going to bother getting steel. We don't need either of those things to blow up the meteor. As far as I know. Now, we need one more lot of glass so we can make the emulsifier. We have 2 tons of fighter oil. We're about 12% of the way there. Let's keep growing more of these. How many seacomb seeds do we have? We actually have a few more to start planting up here. So let's keep planting them. And to be fair, there's loads of polluted water in here. Loads of polluted dirt in here for us to just grab. Don't you talk to me or my son ever again. We should grab this. I tiled this up though because I didn't want the jawbone to keep hurting itself. I don't think you can get through this gap though. Whoa, Quinn! Quinn, you need to get a bit faster. If you don't care about power, you can probably delete heat by dumping hot gas into space. Yeah, I don't dump stuff into space out of principle. That's just like meanie territory. Also, we're going to cool the Metal Refinery off of the output polluted water from this. Out of interest, what temperature is this? It will be at least 110 degrees C. Okay, so this is not a good plan for cooling. Holy shit, that is a lot of heat. 200 grams per second. So that's... Hold on. Calculator time. So that is 0.2 times 4.179, I think. Yeah, 4.179 times... I mean, realistically, it's going to be 80 degrees hotter at least in the outside environment. So the Peat Burner says it generates 4.5 kDTUs per second of heat. But actually, it's more like 70 because of the polluted water being so hot. That's something I really didn't consider. So that makes it quite a bit less efficient than coal, because the output heat is so much hotter. When you have a coal generator, this is generating 9 kDTUs of heat, but the carbon dioxide has very little heat capacity. That's a huge difference. So, obviously, this is alright for now. The Ice Maker looks real good right now. Yeah, so the Ice Maker. Each Ice Maker running continuously deletes about... I believe it's about 64 kDTUs per second of heat. So in actual fact, to delete the heat from all these Peat Burners, you would actually need 1 Ice Maker per Peat Burner. I.e., 400 watts from 480 watts from the Peat Burner. You need to spend half of that on cooling. That's awful. Wow. Damn. Yeah. That's not ideal. And then that means you only have a kilowatt left for whatever else you want to use. I'm looking at the peak generator numbers, so I'm seriously considering just printing another dupe to run a wheel instead of my current run. Yeah, this seems really bad. This seems really bad unless you're specifically trying to get hot water. This looks more like water for pinch peppers. It's too hot for pinch peppers. You would have to cool it down for pinch peppers if you weren't venting heat into the environment. I mean, to be fair, we're literally dissipating all the heat from this across this whole bit into a cold biome. Takes less peat to feed a dupe than to run the generator. Exactly. This, like, coal generators, I don't mind running, because the carbon dioxide is pretty low. The heat is also relatively low. This, I would actually argue, the primary purpose of the Peat Burner would be to generate heat. If you wanted to heat something up. If you wanted... I mean, what we're doing at the moment is we're mixing it with the polluted water from this vent. Mixing this polluted water with this polluted water would let you grow peppers. That's very true. Or, if you were trying to heat up cold biomes to melt ice. But there's no ice here. There's brine ice. Don't really want to heat up these areas either. Power sauna. Unironically, maybe. Yeah. The only, I mean, so the peat would take heat out of the steam, but the polluted water would come out mostly. It wouldn't. The polluted water wouldn't be hot enough for steam either. That sounds like a problem with that idea. Also, enough pontificating. We have the glass. Let's build the emulsifier. That's a very important conclusion that we've reached here. Because otherwise it's very tempting to spam them. But yikes. That's going to backfire like almost immediately. Oh really? We don't have enough refined metal now? Tease. What's the other thing we want to do with this? So what we want is... We want a bridge here. And we want... We want to let the polluted water in up here. That's what we want. This looks like an interesting problem to solve. I think it's supposed to just be really inefficient. This is supposed to be part of the additional difficulty of this asteroid to balance out the fact that you get a giant meteor full of space materials. The early game power source is much less sustainable. Or, you turn the peat into coal. But if we have a look here again... So obviously it's state transitions, but then you lose half the mass. So, that's effectively going from 480 watts to 300 watts if you're cooking your peat, which does not seem like a great idea. We actually only use peat burners early. With hydroswap you can burn water for energy, then just get geothermal. Exactly. So why bother burning peat isn't it good for smoker? Yeah, I mean, the smoker also generates a ton of heat. But, I mean, it's fine. Smoker generates a ton of heat because it runs continuously. But it's probably less, it's much less heat than the peat burner. So yeah, I would say, yeah, the primary use of peat should be for the smoker. Bonkers times 2 food. Yeah, exactly. That's very, very true. Right, let's seal this off here. You guys have not been very quick about this, have you? That's fine. We have lots of algae. I'm not overly concerned about this. Get the friggin' net out of here. We have the radiant pipe as well. We need to make a little bit more radiant pipe as well. I'm gonna make probably 10 more batches of nickel with the rock crusher, so we can get a little bit more of that going. We don't need any more stuff for the glass forge. We will leave that here though as a memento. I mean, we're going to leave these running because that's what we're doing. But, like, definitely not recommended in general. We've got a hydrogen vent here. We should probably... I was talking about this before. Like, obviously, the easiest thing to do would be to grab the hydrogen vent, geotune it with the Abyssallite. There's a ton of free power. I wonder if you could use the hydrogen vent to get the polluted water to the point where it would boil. Feels possible, but not like something I want to explore this time. But yeah, definitely do the hydrogen vent instead of doing this. Oh, there we go. We caught him. Oh, he's doing the scratch. He just earned a game by using my run until I used up all the algae. Fair enough. What else do we want? I don't think we want the liquid thermo type sensor. We want the Atmo sensor. Research, Atmo sensor. Here you go. We want to put that here. What have we got in the pod? We don't need no tempered eyes. We got peat burners. Fried mushrooms. We don't really need fried mushrooms, but I also don't want any bionic dupes today. So, that's fine. I mean, one thing to say is, these aren't going to be running all the time. But when they are running, they're going to generate a lot of heat. The smoker, if you're using the smoker for a consistent food source, this is going to be running all the time, because it takes so long to complete the errand. So I don't know which generates more power, more heat in the long run. I guess it depends on the average wattage of the wire. Right, this is now loading here, and then that should recirculate the loop when this is done. Oh, we need the radiant pipe. Nickel is very conductive, so I think that is the play. Put that in here. We keep melting the brine ice. We do need to keep grabbing this. Then I offset 2 smokers with 2 Wheezeworts. So each Wheezewort... Let's see. Each Wheezewort cools down the gas by... Oh, hold on. What does it say? Yeah, I think you do more or less. Especially if it's in hydrogen. Like, this should offset the heat from us continuously running the smoker down here, even in the oxygen. I don't remember the exact numbers for Wheezeworts off the top of my head. But I think that's about right. Oh, Quinn. Poor Quinn. Right, let's keep planting more of these. I think that's all the Seacomb seeds for now. I don't know if specific characters eyeball it. It sounds about right. Right, let's speed it up. We know what we're doing. So this goes here, and then that feeds around here. I'm going to leave this vent here, just in case you want to make any more glass in future. Let's priority 9 this, too. I'd like to get that done. We also need pyrotechnics. Now, we do actually have Meep, who's ready for pyrotechnics, so that's pretty convenient. We're actually going to use pyrotechnics in a run. Amazing. Marie can get deck rating. That seems fine. Wheezeworts is -12 in hydrogen domestic. Yes, it's -6 in oxygen-ish. And this is 6. This is 9. So it's 1.5 Wheezeworts per smoker in oxygen. 0.75 per smoker in hydrogen. Okay. There you go. And I can put a temperature plate in here as well. Like a normal temperature plate. Let's make that out of nickel ore. Seems fine. Do I want this to be insulated? I don't know. Probably not. Probably doesn't matter too much. We just need to make sure the heat going out is the same as the heat coming in. I think if we were doing like a really rigorous setup, it would be insulated, but we're not, so it's fine. Right, so you need to make ice. So set you here. And then the ice... Oh, this is the next part. We do want some mechatronics. So let's get that research next. So we want a conveyor belt full of ice so that it melts in the brine ice chamber. That goes here. What was I going to do? Wow. Atmos sensor here. Connect to pump. And then also... I think the plan is Atmos sensor here to operate electrolyzers, which means I have to remove this tile to put the wire back in. We're not going to actually hook this up to a pump this time. The outputs are the same with the natural gas gen and petroleum generators, so incorporate those. One just has to expand the enclosure. Peat beats lumber by a mile because despite the heat contained in polluted water, the lumber burner produces like 5 times the CO2. Yes, lumber is terrible for power because the CO2 is very annoying. It's costly to be easy to renew, where you just need to trade 90 kilograms of water today for an abaggro to get 400 for 2 lums. Meanwhile, it takes 2 to 3 rock volcanoes, just 1 stone hatch ranch. Yeah, that's the funny thing. So peat is more sustainable because you get it from water, but you start with so much rock on maps that coal seems more appealing early on, as your early on get you by power source until you're big enough to expand. And as we learned from Rime Revenge, you will run out of the rock on the map if you try and lean into it too much, so not a great option long term. It's interesting. The heat stinks, but they demand the player prepares infrastructure fitting of stronger generators later on the right way, so unlike lumber burners outside of serious peat gens actually have a place in the early game. Yes, I think that's all very valid. How much polluted water do you get for burning that 400 kilograms? If we look here, you put, what does it say? 1 kilogram per second of peat in here. You get a fifth of that out as polluted water. And then each lum turns 90 kilograms of water into 400 kilograms. Or the lums in total have that throughput. So you get most of the peat back from burning it like that. And the rest you can make up from some other source. Hello, Hallucinogender Agenda. The oxygen is doing alright. We've set up a load of peat burners, and we're having a lot of discussion about the heat economy of peat burners. Because what the game doesn't tell you, well, what the game doesn't make immediately obvious, this 4.5 kDTU per second is not significant. The fact that polluted water comes out at 110 degrees C is very significant. Obviously, we're bleeding all the heat into the asteroid, but this basically means each peat burner is generating about 70 kDTU per second of heat while it's running. And we set up some ice makers here to provide some passive cooling, because fun fact about ice makers, they're actually heat negative. They produce 60 kDTUs each per second, but at the rate at which they can handle ice with the duplicants moving it back and forth, they actually remove 80 kDTUs for a net heat deletion of 64 kDTUs. Again, we did a video about that on YouTube when the Frosty Planet Pack came out and this updated. So we're just going to recycle all of the ice in here and remelt that. Oh, wait. If we're doing that, that means we definitely don't want more brine than this. Okay. Alright. So we actually just want a layer of brine and then a layer of ice on top. And then we want a pitcher pump. Then we want a pitcher pump here so they can deliver the ice. If you preheat the peat to over 120 degrees C, you get steam instead? Yes. So you can preheat the peat. That's quite a fun thing to say. But if we look at peat has a very low thermal conductivity. That being said, if you ran it through a metal block or something, I'm sure it'd get hot enough anyways. That is probably something worth considering. Use the peat to absorb the heat from something, and then burn it. An unfairest deception of fluid output heat economy. It's just like how the primary purpose of the algae terrarium is to generate heat, because the polluted water comes out at 30 degrees C no matter what. So you just feed it a load of ice melt water, get 30 degrees polluted water out, rinse and repeat, and that's how you warm up your Rime asteroid. That's what we did on Rime Revenge as well. There's not much of an argument to do this here, because there's not that much brine ice to melt in these biomes. But if you had a frozen core, you could do that. But if you have a frozen core, you can do a lot of things, frankly. Right, what's going on here? Is the skimmer running? Not really. Looks like perhaps the chlorine is built up. Bad. Gonna have to cancel that as well. Is this a cold asteroid? No. The Relic asteroid is generally quite hot. It does have these cold biomes in it, but there's not a huge amount of heat capacity because most of this is metal ore, which has very low heat capacity. Bleach stone, which is very low heat capacity in mass. And a little bit of brine ice, but not a huge amount. So if you dump the heat into these cold biomes, it's going to heat up relatively quickly compared to, say, a tundra biome or a normal asteroid. So it's deceptive. Like, we put some food down here, and it's refrigerated, but it's not frozen. We're not going to get it frozen off of the environment here. Expected it to be warm on account of it was warm in non-bird dinosaur times. We were having this discussion as well. Why do they have cold biomes on this DLC? Wouldn't it be interesting? Because they literally added a cool chlorine vent geyser specifically so they could have a cold chlorine area. But why have it be cold? Why not make it a hot chlorine biome? And then you have to figure out heat deletion. I guess that would make it too difficult. I think that's probably why they haven't done it. Also, you already have the Drekos. Something I didn't bring up, you already have Drekos in the hot chlorine environments. So it kind of makes sense to have an alternative for cold areas. So I guess that makes sense. But it does feel like there's a little bit of overlap. It would have been really interesting if the Megathron had to be fed hot chlorine. But then I guess... Well, I mean, the gas grass requires liquid chlorine, so it needs to be even colder. It does just feel like there's a little bit of overlap. If I were Clay, I'm not saying I would do a better job than Clay. I would be very tempted because the payoff for the meteor is large. I would be very tempted to say, actually, you know what? Have these creatures in the hot biome. I guess the reason they didn't want to do that as well is they want these guys to poop brine ice, and they want the plants to eat brine ice, and they don't do anything with brine ice yet. So that's a new resource loop. So that's a fair enough reason as well. And it's also a cold-friendly reed fiber source, as opposed to Drekos that like it hotter. So that also makes sense. Yeah, I can see why they've done it as a cold biome now. Because it's nominally a cold biome, but it's also a cold biome that doesn't have a lot of heat capacity. So it's still more challenging than normal. Yeah, no, I think I've come around to it. I'm pretty happy now with it. Their logic on that. Right, I don't know whether this water sweeper is going to do anything or not, but I'm just going to stick it here. I can go there. You're full of water now. Yes, because you haven't finished this pipe. So you need to build this pipe. And then we need a conveyor loader. So what I'll do now is I'll put the conveyor loader in here. This brine ice should melt eventually. Hot and cold biomes with an overall warmer temperature matches the Cretaceous climate pretty well. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it makes more sense. I was umming and ahhing why they added the cool chlorine vent when the chlorine heat capacity makes very little difference. But I suppose it makes sense. Although, actually, you know what I'd have done? I guess they didn't add a liquid chlorine vent because it wouldn't produce enough mass to be worthwhile, but even still, you have the liquid CO2 vents produce a similar amount of mass. I think that's what I'd have done. I would have made a liquid chlorine vent. Have the chlorine be colder, because it's still going to have so little heat capacity it's not going to matter. But it adds a bit of an extra wrinkle. That's what I'd have done. So hot themed DLC is still on the table. Yes! I want to see the Oasis spaced out moonlit. I mean, I don't think that's a DLC. I think that's like a game update sort of thing. Why is getting pollinated? Hello? The Mimickers are on strike. What's happened? Hello? Oh, they all need to be harvested. But no, oh, these need to be harvested, and these need to be fertilized. That's funny. Just thought the mimickers all went on strike. No, everyone just had better things to do. Okay. Are you sure you're not building this pipe? Okay, turn is on the way. That's good. You'd recommend doors to contain the butterflies? Yeah. I don't know. They're hanging around just fine. I wanted to have some mimickers here that were just going to service all the plants generally. Also, I love these things for decoration. Does the Metal Vine actually have a decor bonus? It does. The Prehistoric Planet Pack was more of a DLC about how lively our planet was before the Cenozoic when it was started by a massive impact meteor. Nobody gave it a name back then. They want better working conditions, plants to be harvested. Interesting. Very interesting. Right, the water is circulating now. So now we are making, well, you're full. You will recirculate. You will prioritize recirculating from this once you're done. Maybe I need to remove one packet. That is a lot of corn, admittedly. I'm going to speed up again. We do have a mechatronics guy, right? I'm going to yellow alert this. Yeah, there you go. We probably didn't need to build so much corn. Then we'll probably nine this, because we need to make the metal for the Blastshots. Now, let's make the emulsifier. We can do this now, right? No, we need to refine metal still. How's Operation Seacomb going? It's still going. That's good. What else do I want? I could put farm tiles here and here and remove this ladder, right? Let's keep doing this. Will the pitcher pump work with the vent underneath it? It will, because the water will settle up here. I don't think the pipe actually needs to come down here. I believe this does technically work. Someone showed it to me working. Disappointed by the lack of mayonnaise. Yeah, we can't get dinosaur mayonnaise. How are we going to compete with Stardew Valley now if we don't have dinosaur mayonnaise? I think we just need more dupes. Let's get super hard digging on Quinn. Ruby, you can have building. He's going to be doing more mechatronic stuff. In all fairness, we don't need that much sweat corn. I do not want them to prioritize this. I guess it's wasting the peat. No, it's not wasting the peat. There you go. Biodiesel plus raw egg is the recipe. Amazing. Quality of life update, dino mayo, and pop sweat corn. Ooh, that's a fun idea. Nah. If they do an update for this, they just need to add more variants. They just need to add more variants. That's like the one thing I don't like about the only DLCs. I mean, they did it with the Frosty Planet Pack DLC. The Regal Mammoths are great. Metal ore source is great. I think we could do with... Oh, what do you think we could do with? A Jawbo variant? I mean, these guys produce rust. I don't know. Let's see how the Jawbos fit into things. I think they're going to be very impactful. Being able to get rust. And this is a metal ore source as well. Potentially very powerful. Bionic dupes use salt when they eat at the table. I don't know. I don't think they do. Maybe they would. I do wish they add more high quality foods to the DLCs. Yeah, like what? Like the tier 6 foods? Make rust? Yeah, it's really interesting because A, it lets you get the metal ore in a sustainable manner. The only other way of doing that is regal mammoths or space mining or meteors. And B, it means you can actually make oxygen without water. Because they eat pacus. Pacus eat seeds. You don't necessarily need water for seeds. There's probably a way now, with the Jawbo involved, of doing a colony that doesn't require any water. in a completely sustainable loop. I will probably do a video on that at some point, because that sounds very interesting. I think what I'm going to spend a lot of time doing, when I get some spare time, is I'm going to make some more pathway videos, like the Sour Gasel Bust plan. We're going to investigate a few more of these. Gives me ideas for future colonies, and gives me stuff I really want to test out. I think this is going pretty well. The duplicates might get a bit thirsty. True. Right, so the ice makers are running. They're cooling the water. So the ice needs to go into a conveyor loader, which we need refinement. So the gold seems to be working. It's recirculating in here. This is filling up preferentially because the bridge is here, and then it will fill up again once this is done. Why are you decontaminating this? Oh, all the gold amalgam is full of food poisoning germs. You know what? Fair enough. I'll allow it. What else do we want to research? I think we leave research for now. The dupes have enough stuff to do. So... you still need to actually make the gold. You're running out of air? Well, that's not very cash money. Oh, right. We've got a tile situation going on. Okay. Do this. We got ice. A new resource, apparently. That's hilarious. TBH, if you handle an amalgam with only your hands, will you get food poisoning? You're lucky. Yes, very true. So the gold. Each lot of gold generates 30.2 kilojoules of heat. That's not a lot. That's 6.3 degrees C of heat in the polluted water. And that's why we're using the gold amalgam for this, because we do not want to generate a load of extra heat. In all honesty, even though this building is generating 16 kDTUs per second, the peat burners running it are going to generate way more heat than the metal refinery. What a weird situation. Did you finish making all the nickel? You did. I'm going to get you to make a little bit more nickel, because we're saving the stuff for the blast shots. Make enough nickel that we can make a... oh, we need to make the conveyor loader, and we need to make the emulsifier. So make 8 lots. I wonder why brine ice is not just ice. For the DLC. Salt. This gives you another salt source to combine with the rust. So you can run rusty oxidizers with the critters. That's the main benefit as far as I can tell. Also, just interesting. Nothing in the game uses brine ice. That's why they finally added a texture for it. Like, you can see here, this texture is different now. We don't actually have the more element textures mod on. So they updated that. It's nice. I always like when they find new reasons to make, like, resources. So, here's another thing, right? When are we going to get helium? I want like a super hot helium biome, where the helium is this useless gas, but you have a very specific use for it. Also, can they add lithium? I really want my low melting point, high heat capacity metal. Do drippers need to be fertilized with brine ice? Yes, but I think the general question is, why can't these just be fertilized with ice? I think the answer is it's the source of salt, and it's a resource the game doesn't use very much of. So it deepens the game more, having it be different, which I like a lot. Yeah, you guys are getting toasty down here. There's all the peat burners. You know what helium could be interesting for? Required as an atmosphere for certain high-tier manufacturing. Yeah, or like maybe the Abyssalite Draco variant that I keep mentioning. So we can renewably get Abyssalite. That's what they should do. They should make like, I mean, if they're not going to do it with Dracos, maybe they could do it with the guys. Maybe they have like little Abyssalite feathers that you can shear off of them. That doesn't make as much sense though, does it? Abyssalite jawbows that poop Abyssalite? Who knows? Qin Shi Huang. The only reason I know who Qin Shi Huang is, because they were a leader in Civ 6, right? Chlorine production is off the charts in this DLC? Yes. That is an impression I'd certainly get. These dartles produce a ton of chlorine. Each guy produces 10 kilograms recycled bleachstone and chlorine gas. Considering how scarce chlorine is normally... I mean, yeah, here's the thing, right? So, each squeaky puff can process 30 kilograms per second. And you only manage to get about a ranch of these guys going because of chlorine vents being so limited. Basically, the only reason you get these guys is if you have chlorine vents. But now with the dartles in the game, you can breed these guys side by side. And obviously these guys producing bleachstone as well, but the chlorine can also be taken off for even more bleachstone. And I don't know why the game doesn't say... Well, yeah. I don't know, it seems good. Have you figured out a source of renewable phosphorite? Oh Christ. No. Not yet. That's a very good point. I don't know. What about the lure plants? So they make the amber, right? If we look at the amber, it turns into fossil and resin. And the resin turns into solid resin or refined carbon or all this stuff that we make into plastic. No. They're not even certain Drecos are in this now. No, they're not. There's no, as far as I can tell, there's no phosphorite source on this asteroid. So you have the Mammoth, Patty, you have the Glossy Dreco, you have the regular Dreco, that's it. Yeah. So, if we look here, we have garden biome, the wetlands biome, the feather biome, the rust biome, the radioactive biome. Yeah. Yeah, there's no Drecos here, so no phosphorite. So, that's interesting, because that means you can't run Wheezeworts forever for radiation. So, you'd probably actually want to automate the supply of phosphorite so that these weren't running. But then you have a lot of uranium down here, so maybe I'm worrying too much. Lots of interesting discussion today. They're just better puffs. I mean, yeah, because I mean with the dew drippers, you get. I think the issue is because the dew drippers require brine ice. You could use the emulsifier to make salt water. I'm not sure you could use it to make brine. Let's actually investigate this. Can we finally make this building? Yes. Oh, look how small it is. I can just put it here. Yeah, I'll just put it there. So, bottle stuff. Let's see. This needs to go here. And then I probably need to plumb this. And then that building requires how much power? 480 watts. So probably something to run off of this as well. Make this that goal. Yeah. You turn salt water into brine. That's true, because if you cool it down enough, the ice freezes out. And you're left with the brine. That's very true. Or if you have a saltwater vent. So either if you have a saltwater vent, or if you just have salt coming from somewhere. I feel like so the salt from the brine ice. If you have the Rexes, I'm imagining you get the salt back from the brine ice. But that means you have to have the Rexes with the dartles. And then you just continuously recycle the salt in the dew drippers, right? Yeah, I think you would basically want either a vent or something else. This is definitely going to be the thumbnail for today, by the way. Not that this is very well organized at all, but it's something. What we got here? Kitchen Menace Handy Builder. Yep, that sounds good to me. Also to Steve, and we love Steves. So, I guess you're getting more digging. Go, have fun. And then priorities, digging, building. I mean, eventually I'll give you creativity, but you don't need it yet. Also, are we actually going to need creativity? It's debatable. You know what I could do here? Okay, here's the plan, Stan. I'm going to remove the oxygen diffuser from here. I'm going to put the deodorizer here. We're going to set up a lamp here so we don't feel guilty about having it in the thumbnail. So how do you get base critters in this DLC map then if you don't use pod printing? Teleport. There's a teleporter down here. And then it connects up to a Stinko Swamp asteroid, I believe. That's probably worth double checking, right? What are we getting there? Thing like this. I don't know, this seems pretty sketchy, doesn't it? We'll see how far they get with this. I'm thinking probably not very far. Yeah, that's fine. Beans. Okay, well, let's just see how close that gets. Is the puff down there not a base critter? Yeah, well, yeah, it is. Yeah, you find squeaky puffs here, but again, that makes sense because they're there to eat the chlorine from the dartles that you can't get otherwise. So that makes sense. Some you'll just have to print, yeah, definitely. Oh, look, it's purple and gold. So you can make salt water, or you can make biodiesel. So we want to make biodiesel. That's what we want to do. It's like a blender, but better. Yeah, no liquid output, so the input is here, so that makes sense. That's going to come here, and then this is going to go out here. Biodiesel is going to go up here into the Blastshot Maker. There you go. So I probably could have actually put this up here. Oh, actually, you know what this means? Sorry. I'm going to move this down here. Because we haven't used it yet. That's completely fair, right? In pursuit of better thumbnails. Oh, I need to make this a tile then. Okay. Because you can't fit a ceiling-mounted sensor that actually works here. Let's speed this up. This is now clogged up. Oh, right. Yeah, this is now clogged up because we don't need more polluted water in here. Oh. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have filled this then, should I? Well, I can just empty the polluted water out of here for now. Just empty it here. So we'll just empty the bottle here. Right, I wasn't sure if it was just a case of instead of base critters, it's just dinosaurs. Yeah. You know, with the balance of dinosaurs and such, I think I get a strong impression someone that claim I'd be obsessed with archaeology. Well, that makes sense, right? Because, like, all the critters are variants of Earth animals. They're not aliens or crazy stuff like that. They're all genetic modifications of Earth animals. And that's the law. What? Why is the... Oh, the Blastshot Maker is in stations. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Okay. How much power does this require again? 960 watts. So that is... Wait. I didn't tell you to remove the friggin' Metal Refinery. Well, I mean, that solves the problem, I guess. Well, I guess I did tell you to remove the Metal Refinery. What Earth animal is a puffed? Oh, there is lore. No. There is lore. We just haven't looked at it in a while. And the lore is, yeah. The Puffed is a mellow creature. Let's zoom in on the Puffed. Puffed is a mellow creature whose limited brain power is largely dedicated to sustaining its basic life processes. Fading like mesh of keratin to the back of the Puffed's throat uses stuff. There was like a lore entry. There's like a logbook entry that explains how they came about. But yeah, they're not supposed to be aliens. All of the weird critters in the game... Yeah, I can't remember the exact details, but all the critters in the game are supposed to be modifications of Earth animals of some kind. Am I really just going to slap another thing on this and call it a day? No, you know what? Okay. We got this big hydrogen vent here, right? Let's actually do something with it. Let's put some manual airlocks here. Let's tile it up. Let's put a gas pump here. Let's put an atmo sensor here. We've still got plenty of algae, so don't mind that we haven't got the spawn working yet. Nobody cares about what we're doing with the spawn. You've all seen me build a spawn before. Put this here. Power wire. This could just hook up to the power wire here, I think. Gassy Boozer alien. Yes, I think Gassy Boos are aliens in the lore, which is why you only find them in space. I think they're like the one critter that is the case. What about shovevoles? No, shovevoles aren't. God, I'll tell you what, I really don't remember much about the Oni lore. I've skipped one too many things. Right, we need lamps. Hold on. Right, lamp. This is getting very convoluted, by the way. Lamp motion sensor. Wire is hooked up there, that's correct. Honestly, you know what? I think this is fine. We've ended up with enough carbon dioxide down here. I don't think the polluted water is even off-gassing anymore. Oh, motion sensors for lighting is smart. Yeah, that's not that's like my favorite thing to do in this game. Just stack like motion sensors and stuff. Now, does this require duplicate operation? Yes. So we do need to actually put a sensor here. This would be a ceiling light. This is important because we don't have a very good operator. As far as I know. Also, the next thing we need to do... So, the brine is all melted now. That's good. Yeah, the brine is all melted. So, now we need the conveyor loader to go in here. And then that needs to recirculate the... That needs to recirculate the ice on a bridge. It needs to do this. Just recirculate all of the stuff constantly. And then this needs to go here. I like this song, by the way. This is like really low-key and subtle and pleasant to listen to. Right, let's build all of this. So you build the atmosphere here. We need to seal this off now that this is all hooked up. And then I need to build that tile. And then we'll get the spawn working. Speed up. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Sound design, like all other aspects of the design of this game, is very good. Yeah. I just love it when they add new music to games. Food is starting to decrease. This is good. We were making way too much food. I reckon we'll take it down to 60,000 calories, because our freezer solution here is a refrigerator. It's not a freezer. So, sweat corn is rotting as we speak. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Do I want to drywall all of this? for the thumbnail? Maybe we do. What does this get? I think this gets the good old, does this get the ick curves? We did unlock the ick curves, but I don't know. Let's just do the ick stripe, I think. The duplicates are going to be coming up here fairly often, so let's justify it that way. We're not mechanizing any of this. We'll just drywall it all up to here. Yeah, that seems fine. And then actually, hold on. Oop. Hold on. Is that my tinnitus? Yeah. Oh, it's so weird when you just get like a sudden tinnitus moment. That hasn't happened in ages. You guys will be pleased to know. So I'm going to a festival or a concert this weekend. I actually got some ear protection this time. Because last time I went to one of these in December, it was too loud. And I got really worried. And for the most part, I don't think I had any permanent damage. Because I used to get tinnitus very occasionally anyways. But I was pretty worried. So I got some earbuds this time. I didn't realize you can get party earbuds for like concerts where it lowers the volume by like 20 degrees and that's about it. Right, let's make 50 lots of this. In fact, you know what? Let's just convert all the gold amalgam into gold. That should be fine for what we're doing. Very smart. Last year I went to a music festival for the first time. I was right at the front of the crowd for the main event. Very bad tinnitus for after a while. Yeah, it took me a couple of days to get hearing back. Like proper hearing back. Everything sounded muffled. That was terrifying. And the thing is, I'd been to events before where I'd had tinnitus for the night and it had gone away in the morning. So the fact that I had tinnitus and it hadn't gone away the following morning was... I was like on red alert. Like, I was not happy. But it did eventually go away. Okay. Yeah, just get all this built. You guys know what you're doing. Are we just at the stage where we're priority dining everything again? I think we are. Let's have a look at long commutes. Construction supply, eat, store sweat corn. I'm gonna be real. I don't think I need you guys to store sweat corn here anymore. That's like the vast majority of the food. Do I even want you to deliver food to the colder area? No, I probably do. Oh, whatever. That's why we put all these tiles here. Went to the same festival this year, didn't have ear protection either, but the acts I was interested in weren't on the main super loud stage. Yeah, the reason it was really bad for December, it was a DJ set and we were indoors. Last time we were at an outdoors concert, and we were at the front for a while, but I could go wander off every now and then. Whereas in the venue, it was like an indoor skate park that had been converted to the event. You could not escape it, even if you're at the other end of the venue. I don't think I'm actually going to go back to like an indoors thing. I much prefer outdoors events. I would much rather get wet than deal with that again. Also, in December, you know, we thought we were going to go see the actual band. It was the DJ set. We got scammed. We did get scammed, but like, I thought it was pretty likely it was going to be a DJ set, and my sister begged to differ, and it was a DJ set. I think she believed the band was coming. And then she had faith, but it didn't work out. Right. Now, we can't run all of this stuff together. We are going to have to get some extra power sources for this. So, I would argue it's going to be the hydrogen vent. What I could even do, like, the hydrogen will build up here, right? I could literally just run a gas element sensor here. With an AND gate, right? Is that just what we do? No, we don't even bother pumping out in advance. Maybe. We can get someone to analyze this anyways. This is in an oxygenated zone. That'll help you breathe in all the oxygen anyways. Yeah. But it was fine, because we went to Portsmouth, and we wanted to see what the city was like in general. So, just gonna fill this in as well. We wanted to see what the city was like in general, so it wasn't a waste of time. But it was annoying that we were misled. Right, and then I think what we do here is we literally just have a hydrogen generator down here. Now this vent, I think, is going to be one hydrogen generator's worth. We're not going to geotune this. Not this run. So, what we'll do is we'll also put a vent on this. Let's actually research the gas vent automation. So, gas element, gas pipe element sensor, this one, yeah. Just vent anything that isn't hydrogen. And then we'll put it in here. And then we'll get the AND gate as well. I think this will be enough that we can just run this without the filter then. In fact, we may not even need this if we do it like this. We'll see. Maybe we shouldn't have queued up all the drywall yet. Let's keep getting more skills. Let's keep giving people building, frankly. Do I want to lower downtime? I don't think I do. What's going on here? Oh, the emulsifier is running. How long until imminent collision? We got 153 cycles. How big's the meteor looking now? Yeah, this keeps getting bigger and bigger. Like, we haven't even had a quarter of the time yet, and it already looks like it's here. Like, how zoomed in is this going to be by cycle 200? That's going to be terrifying. Because at the start, it was like here. It was tiny. Like, it's going to look way bigger than it's actually going to be on this view. Like, look. I mean, look. I mean, obviously, this is how the game works. But look, we can zoom it out here, and it just looks like it's massive. And it's gonna just demolish the whole asteroid. That's funny. They need to make. Someone needs to make a mod where it's just the moon from Majora's Mask. But we've already said that. You know, I realized something. All this automation, this is all made out of refined nickel. Just, I think it's fair enough for us to cannibalize all of this. It's not just a little bit of glass, it's a lot of refined metal. Does it hit at cycle 100? No, it hits at cycle 200. It can hit at cycle 100 if you set it to that, but we're not. Okay, you've already filled up with hydrogen. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's great. Okay. I mean, I guess I would have preferred if you built everything first, but I think I need to set this to priority 8 then, don't I? Yeah, make this priority 8. It'll all be built by the time you do this thumbnail. Imagine achievement if you destroy it before cycle 100. Honestly, I'm surprised that's not what the achievement is. It feels doable. Like, we're at the point where we could probably make a load of these blast shots. Like, how much? Yeah, because we've got somewhere in the region of like 20% of the required phyto oil. We've got bleach stone we can dig off the map, so I'm not going to worry about that. And then what else? The refined metal. Yeah, that's done. You've already seen one that turns to Molior into Pip. Molior is a giant Pip face. Oh man, the potential for memes is huge. It's true. Let's suppress notification on this. We don't care about that anymore. Yes, I know you're going to release a load of hydrogen up here. That's absolutely fine. You can come in here and build this. I'm happy for you to do that. I don't mind leaking hydrogen. That's gonna go up to the top of the map eventually, anyways. Truly one of the gases of all time. We have a lot of seacomb seeds. Let's keep extending this. I think. Also, there's definitely an argument to be made that we can do this. Maybe not this one. Also, this looks really ugly. Let's actually do... I know I didn't want to have that there because of the friggin' guy. That's fine. Eventually some widow's gonna make the meteor look like a giant butt coming closer. Oh my god, you know what? Someone should make a mod of the meteor being the Echo Ridge Gaming butt wiggle emotes and have it be animated while it's approaching. You know what I mean, like the Among Us sussy one. You guys know what I mean. You're all internet denizens. I'm actually going to put this one here so we can connect this up. Yes! You know what I mean. I want to see it. And if no one else makes it, then I'll make it because it's hilarious. I didn't need that image in my head, thanks. No, but you got it for free. Benefits, perks of the stream. Right, so what we actually want to do is we want to put a battery on this. A smart battery, even. I've screwed up. Where are we going to put the smart battery? Oh, we got to make the bimetal for that. This is just going to be a regular ass wire, by the way. Which means... Okay, I need to stop making everything priority 9. So the wire bridge is going to go here. This is just going to go up here. That shouldn't cause any issues. Then that wire is just going to plug in here. You could remove this. That's fine. And I'm just going to do that over the top of where this wire currently is. Thanks, game. Right, okay, there you go. You'd rather have Shrek's face instead. What about, hold on. What about... No, I'm trying to think of it. Oh! Yeah, here you go. How about this guy? Yeah, make that the friggin' emote. Make that the friggin' meteor. Blimey. Alright. Pretty happy with that. So you're sealed off. You need to be sealed off next. You need to be sealed off, but we'll do that later. Whiskers coming to eat us all. The problem with Whiskers is she's not very emote shaped. Which is why we have the set of 3. And all the emotes are of her head. Yeah, I don't know. Pretty close to getting this ready. Algae is depleting. Should do that fairly soon. You're erupting pretty hard. That's fine. Oh, let's priority 9 this now. Because we can get this working pretty quickly. Oh no, you left some peat in here. What are we gonna do? Who's scolding? Oh, right, yeah, okay. Don't worry. Perhaps not the best idea. I should probably actually do something about this. You're not going to be able to get up here, are you? I think we just remove this. I think we literally just stick the gas pump here. We don't bother The other bits. This isn't going to need filtering. We'll just vent the gases out of this end. Like, we have the sensor now, so let's just do that. So, anything that's not hydrogen gets vented. So... the gas pressure is too high. Well, that's not going to be the case forever. Are you in here? Okay, I think we need to tell people not to go through there anymore. It was all fun and games, and I just realized there'll be someone that turns into an anime girl with big badonkers. A big old set of honkery doos. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what shows up in the marketplace of ideas. I think the Echo Ridge one is a pretty good idea, though. And that should totally get done. Right, keep planting more sea combs. Although, I suspect the sea comb isn't going to be the constraint. But it is very convenient that we have the polluted water vent right here. Now, is this room the right size still? Yes, we can't make it much bigger. So, that will probably do. I don't think we'll need more sea combs than that. Yeah, this should go here. So remove this. What's in the pod? We probably do still want a couple of dupes, but not these guys, so dirt. Is there an anime skin pack for Oni? Oh my god. I have no idea, I never even thought about that. What's the situation with this then? Oh, this needs to be priority 9. Yeah. And I need to tell you not to run, so you're full of polluted water now, so now I think I need to tell you not to actually fill up. Because we're not dumping the polluted water, we're recirculating it continuously. So, in actual fact, I'm probably going to have to dump some more water out of this loop at some point. We'll see. Why are you asking? Very suspicious. Weeb detected? It's fine, you're allowed to be a weeb. Not saying that you are, but if you are, you're allowed to be a weeb. But anything that's not hydrogen gets vented. Okay, the gases seem to have cooperated, that's good. You're now running. What do you reckon? Work errand. Okay, that's fine. Skill point. Right. You could have building. Everyone needs a little bit of building. Right, we built this now as well. So, I think the spawn should be ready. So, in that case, let's seal this up, and then we can get this working. That's what they all say. Okay. Everyone's on downtime now, that's fine. I am actually going to make a new schedule. Mostly because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Mostly because I don't want everyone to have their downtime at the same time. Not for any good reason, just because I want to see some progress being made at all times. Now, also, do we have any early birds? No. Do we have any night owls? No. So that's all fine. Oh. I forgot I'm still on display mode. Hold on. Right, let's think about this. Right. I am back. Oh. Hold on. Right. Apologies for that. We are now back to the original game viewing screen, which is game viewing scene, which I originally had set up. The other one I made was a backup because we were having all those lag issues, so we didn't know what was causing that issue. So now we're back to the actual normal game capture, and there you go. You got the little emote. Right. This seems good. It looks like we are moving all the gold around in here now. I need someone to build all of this. We need to start recirculating the ice. Let's actually put ice on the list, because obviously we made a load of it. Then we should prioritize not making it. There you go, Ruby. Now, we've done this, so let's activate this. So, send green signal from above 0, and then connect the pipe and vent all of this gas. Get it out of here. This will definitely be enough oxygen for all these dupes. Yeah, make gold amalgam forever. Or make gold forever. We'll put refined metal on the list as well. We're going to make these with gold. Oh my god! That's a discovery. You can't make Intracosmic Blastshots with gold. You're just not allowed. It's too little heat energy, apparently. Well, that makes sense. So we're going to have to go back to the drawing board. So, iron and nickel both generate similar amounts of heat. Do we have any other metals? We have iron. We have gold. We have nickel. We have uranium. We have wolframite. No. Well, that's irritating. Can't make regular blast shot or atmo suits with gold either, I believe. Yeah. Well, there we go. We've confirmed it. You can't... I thought we were onto something here, but we weren't. So we're going to have to make slightly more heat than this. Now, the issue with that is the heat energy is going to be too much for the ice makers. And these generate too much heat energy to be worth running with ice makers. How irksome. So now we're going to set this to nickel, we're going to set it to peat, and then we need to make the biodiesel. So you need to actually make the biodiesel, which you can do. You're full of the phyto oil. Only Gosman can do it. Okay. So this needs to be set to ice. So that is specifically ice. So now you're going to grab the ice from the ice maker and load it onto the loop. And then the ice is going to run through the conveyor rail continuously until it melts. That's how this is going to work. And that is going to actively cool down the brine. And everything else that's in here. Now, I don't think this is going to work forever. The question is it going to work for long enough? Hard to say. Let's make the smart battery out of gold down here. So this... Christ. That's going to go here, I guess. And then, you know, I just ladder this, I think. I assume the fiction is that it's too soft. Yes, I suppose it makes sense that it's too soft a material for making literal bullets that you fire into space. That's fair enough. Right, we're going to have to automate this as well. So, go there. How irritating. Right, so the polluted water is now pretty hot. I don't know. Maybe this will work out. I mean, what should happen is the ice will eventually melt. In fact, the ice should melt pretty soon. Yeah. And what's the situation? So the ice... Okay, so the water appears on top of the brine ice. So that's good. None of it leaked. So now someone can pitch a pump from here to get water for the ice maker. That's the plan. I guess it's a good thing that this pipe is there. Because this polluted water is going to be quite a bit hotter in the environment now, I suppose. Okay, so what else do we need to do? We need to hook up the hydrogen generator. We definitely need to build the pump. Now, why are you coming in here to breathe? You should not be analyzing this until it's dormant. And I probably want to make sure we're running this pretty constantly. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to get this all done now. Speed up. I want to get my thumbnail shot. I think we made some pretty good progress today. We've learned a few things. I mean, the heat deletion from this is solid, but it's not going to be enough to keep up with all the peat burners. This thing only requires 480 watts. But I think we're gonna struggle. Using these to delete heat, using these to power ice makers to delete heat. Fairly pointless. Burning a lot of peat for no real benefit. Oh, and now the liquids are coming everywhere. Okay, that did burst. It burst because the... Okay, I see what's happening. What we actually want to happen is we want the ice to melt up here rather than down here. Now it's all kind of spilling out a little bit. Can I put like an extra tile? I could probably put a couple of extra tiles here, right? Like, remove this. Cancel this. Put a tile here. Thing is, I want this to be... Oh, wait. What? Why are you putting shade? Oh, no, you're not. You're doing that. Okay, that's fine. So much liquid. Yeah. This cobbled together plan is not quite working. You're certainly getting your fill of random liquids. Also, well, the hydrogen has ended up over here. That's fine. I think we can get this working. In any case, we're at least making the metal now without wasting it all. Now, so, yeah, if I put this tile here, that's not going to reach there, is it? I don't know. Maybe eventually it'll be fine. I'm not going to tell everyone to sweep this up yet. We're just going to let this hang out for a little bit. We'll see what happens with that. Right, pipe blocked. Oh, right, we have made the biodiesel, but it's not running because this isn't running yet. And we haven't discovered biodiesel because we haven't dumped it anywhere. Really? Do we have to, like, plumb a single section of pipe so that we can actually do the recipe? That's kind of weird. Isn't it? It's a little weird. Right, there we go. We've discovered biodiesel. Now we can make it. Make them forever. No. Make 96 of them. But you can see this is cooling down. We just need to run more of these things. Also, we can plant another sea cone here. Is there any other tile I want to put a sea cone on? No, I think this will do. We still have 11 tons of polluted dirt, so that should be fine. This water is just going to be here forever, isn't it? Ooh, that's not good. Bride's all been pushed into this tile. Is that going to start pressure damaging things? Yes, it is. Is the game telling us? Yes, it is. Okay. That's very, very concerning. Oh, no. We can't sweep any of the liquid either. I don't think this is fixable. I don't think this is actually fixable. I didn't account for the brine getting pushed out like that. Because if we open up one of these tiles, it's just all going to push out the other way, eventually. I'll saw it, do it first. It's less catastrophic if it goes over here than if it goes the other way, right? Sure. And then repair this. We could have a clean thumbnail, but perhaps we should just have a messy thumbnail instead. Just like, everything that could possibly go wrong is going wrong. I don't know, it's not going that. I should probably stop drinking this right before bed. No. Right, well, it's not perfect, but it's getting there. We're making the metal. The temperature is increasing, but it's decreasing here. Is it going to work out a net positive? Probably not. Are we going to try anyways? Yeah. The other thing is, this isn't going to be able to continuously run the Blastshot Maker. This is the only power source. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to stick a couple of manual generators down here as well. Don't tell anyone. There you go. What's in the loot? What we got? Show me the money. Ooh, noble pinstripe trousers. There's a waterproof pocket to keep accepted speeches smudge-free. I can't see a pocket. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll get a little bit of extra power. The ice... Okay, hold on. The ice makers don't necessarily need to be in the liquid. I mean, it would have been nice if they all were. One could argue... One could argue that we could put them up here, maybe. play around with that. In that case, let's put the generators back here after all. And then at least we know that would be enough power to run this continuously, and then a couple of other things. Obviously, dupes running on wheels for ice makers is not really the play, but I think we may do it anyways. I mean, let's see. Where else can I stick this? If I stick this here, that can actually grab in the conveyor loader too. So what I could do is actually... Oh, it has to be this tile? That's kind of weird. It could be this tile. Yeah, put it there. Put it there, we'll have a think about stuff and things. We'll see what we can get to work. Because I want to chuck in as many ice makers as possible, because the last thing we want to do is scold the dupes on this. I'm going a little bit mad with power. Go ahead and make this all Priority 9 as well. Right, you're out of air. No, you're not out of air, you're out of power. Well, you know what that means. Yes, at least the spawn working will help. Also, because we haven't actually... That's a fair point, because we haven't got the gas pumps down here for the oxygen. This should generate a fair amount of extra power we can send to ice makers. So we could do that. Now the automation, the tile of interest is here, so that can reach this one. If I put, so that can reach that, so, okay, well, that doesn't, I could put another one here, and then tile this. And then that should be fine. And then, presumably, that means we can also do this. This is becoming very silly. I hope you guys are enjoying this. So, that wire could go here, here, and... Well, this all needs to be friggin' conductive wire, doesn't it? Is it even worth doing at that point? It depends. It depends how quickly we refine all the metal. One could argue we could use transformers to make a conductive wire down here, split it into 2 regular wires. This all seems like a lot of effort to avoid a steam turbine. No! No, it's not. To do the steam turbine, we could do the lurinite stuff and get the plastic, yes. Also, this is getting very large. We could do the lurinite stuff and get some plastic, but like, this isn't getting hot enough for a steam turbine. We gotta show off the ice makers. This is totally gonna work, trust me. Right. That's not reachable because of tile logic. So let's see. Yeah, because that tile is the one that we need. Okay, maybe we just do the 2 then. Give it a bit more manageable. Sure, I'll allow it. So that means we can seal these bits. Pipe is still blocked because we need power. Pretty close to getting this set up. Oh, the wire needs to go here as well. Okay. Have you been tricked by water into erupting now? Is that what's going to happen? No, that's not what happens with vents. We know this. The vents just look like they're erupting when they're not actually erupting. Also, you can totally build this. You're lying. Just have to open this at some point. I'm sure all the hydrogen is going to end up over here eventually, but that's fine. Right. We do still want dupes. You have a lot of athletics, that seems good. So you can have supplying. We got a stinky ranching, ego, parties. I don't know, just do whatever, but do it quickly. Food is running a little low now, that's fine. So now we can start running the smoker again for veggie pockets. Right. I'm gonna have to get you to open this up, and then we're gonna have to yellow alert build all of this. I know that means we're gonna release a load of hydrogen, but that's just the way it is. I wonder why they think it's not accessible unless it's open. Yeah, you guys need to do this right now. Oh wait, the automation wire, that needs to get removed, right? Yeah, remove this. Don't think they can stand the door. Ah, that's true. That's weird, though. They should be able to. Lost a lot of pressure from this, it's okay. Right, so now, auto. And then, if there's anything in here that's not hydrogen, it should vent, but it's not if it's over pressure. So please sort this out. Then all this hydrogen should dissipate somewhere. Okay, so set this to priority 9 again. Disable auto repair. I don't want to know. Right, you're now full of power. You need to be 10 and 90. Okay. So now the Blastshot Maker should have power. So set this to priority 9. We build this as well, although I think Ruby will take a while to do that. This appears to be behaving now. That noise. Oh, it was you making the peat. Okay. Right. Sweep the, okay, I don't need you to sweep this up yet. We'll sweep up the liquids eventually, but again, I'm not overly concerned for now. Yeah, I guess it's a bit of an issue that the dupes need to deliver the water because they're busy doing other stuff. Unfortunately, the auto sweeper can't deliver it from the pitcher pump to the ice maker. It works the other way around, but that's it. It could be worse. Right, we're gonna get a blast shot then. Who's gonna do a blast shot? Meep. Meep is the only one who's allowed. So Meep, where's your operating? That needs to be up here. Wait. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, because Meep is pyrotechnics. Ooh. You've made Uno biodiesel. It's now going in here. How much biodiesel does this store? fair bit. Come on, show me the goods. We need to disable the automation grid. Oh right, they're all running on this now instead of the hydrogen running. I think I need to set this to like 5%. No, I need to set this to like 0%. You guys should be running on this unless it's flat as a pancake. Need Meep. So Meep's on downtime. And then, what are Meep's other priorities? I'm gonna have to lower Meep's other priorities. Oh, I'm sad. Meep doesn't have any operating skill. Right, let's speed it up. Let's get this done pretty quickly. It's good that they grab the ice right away. The ice is melting very quickly. Is good. This water is now very hot. Well, we're trying. I think we're just generating a lot of heat. I mean, we'll see. I mean, we're kind of letting it radiate away everywhere, but we'll keep an eye on it. Maybe it'll get yellow over time. I don't think the rate at which this is cooling is decreased. This is still as fast as it used to be. Because remember, this is 60 kilograms of ice. It's being cooled. Seems like it's getting cooled every 3 or 4 seconds. So that's 60 times 4 times divided by 4. About 60. It's so funny to see these nits come in here occasionally. I guess this... Oh, do the doors not block nits? Is that a thing? Are they coming from elsewhere? They aren't coming from down here. Also, Mr. Jorbo hasn't died. That's pretty good going. You guys should not be running on this. Yeah, just leave it alone. Okay. When are we getting a blast shot? Meep. Meep is on the way. He's here. He's got the fancy hat. That is a very fancy hat, in all fairness. He's turning the flubel crank. God, this is going to take him so long. Out of power. Alright, this needs to be set to like 80 and 90. And then these need to be set to like 50. No, these need to be set to like 70. Okay, this is the issue now. Because the hydrogen isn't enough. We need someone running on the wheel as well to get this running. It's not going to be very helpful. Urgent relax. Maybe we do need to tune this. Maybe that would speed things up. Also, there's definitely an argument to be made that we should try and mechanize this instead of having all the dupes come down here and do this. Right, Meep is back. This errand takes ages to do. It takes 80 seconds, and Meep is not very quick. So here's the funny thing, right? What's 80 times 96? That's 7,680. What's that divided by 600? It's 12.8. So even if Meep was running this constantly, it would still take him 13 cycles to make every blast shot. 13 continuous cycles. We need to increase Meep's operating skill. To be fair, he's got a skill point coming up, so we can do that pretty quickly. Each point in operating machinery. Oh, Christ. Let's have a look. No. Okay. You done it? Hooray! He's got it. He's got the thing. Oh my god, we're gonna watch him do the thing. Deliver the blast shot. Oh, he looks so dapper, especially the outfit. This has definitely been a worthwhile investment of Meep's time. But Meep, you're not supposed to be the one supplying this as well, because if you're supplying it, you're not operating it continuously. And it's gone late. Let's speed up a little bit. Alright. Go, go, go. Is it gone? Yeah, it's gone. We did it! We fired another blast shot. Okay. There we go. Still got all this automation stuff over here. Yeah, remove these buildings as well. That's fine. Well then. 10% speed per level, yeah. Okay, that will make a big difference. We've got to get Meep's operating skill up. Or... yeah, we don't have anyone else who's going to get pyrotechnics, so it's got to be Meep. Right. And then if we look at here, this is still heating up. So, yeah. They're trying, but this is generating... these are generating a lot of heat, and this is generating more heat than we planned. If this worked with gold, this probably would have been able to handle all the heat. Maybe not from this, but definitely from this. But now it's probably too much, and we're kind of trying to stem the tide, but it's not 100% successful. But we're trying. Let the cycle roll over again, didn't I? How irritating. Well, I've got to get to bed regardless, so save it here. Cycle 54, indeed. Now we're going to go wrap it up. We're going to go wrap it up. Get the music out of here. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. We certainly enjoyed messing around a little bit. We've got some extra power sources hooked up. Peat burners are way more heat intensive than I thought they were going to be. But we've learned a lot. We've learned about making these blast shots. We can't cheese the heat requirement with gold, unfortunately. But we're getting there. I'm confident we'll still hit cycle 200. It depends how productive Meep is. If we can get Meep up in productivity, and we can kind of keep everything from overheating a little bit, then we should be fine. I think there's an argument to be made that we just rock crush some of the metal to get it done a bit faster, with a bit less heat, with a lot less heat. Because it's also less running of the Metal Refinery. So less power from that, but who knows? We'll see what we feel like doing. We've certainly got some time to investigate some other things, though, so we probably should investigate some other things. Even though we can theoretically start making all the blast shots now, there is still other stuff to do, and it's probably going to take a while to get them made, so we can look at critter stuff in the meantime. What I would like to do next is plan out the optimal Lum Ranch. Maybe that's what we do tomorrow. A, to get more peat, because we've committed to that for some reason. And B, to use all the water we've got that we haven't been using. And C, because I feel like it. But if you like what you've seen tonight, feel free to follow me on Twitch, and you'll get notifications when I go live. If you're not already following me from Mimic's earlier raid, thank you very much for your raid. I appreciate it a lot. There's the YouTube channel where we upload all the VODs. The starting VODs for the series are on there as well. We also just did a review of the Bionic Booster Pack DLC, so that's fun. We'll do a review for the Prehistoric Planet Pack, probably once we've done a bit more stuff in the game. I don't quite want to wait until the next DLC comes out before the review this time. It just depends how much progress we made, how quickly we look at all the new content. We've got to obviously figure out all the Dartle stuff first, I think. So maybe it will be a while. There's also the Discord where we hang out and post memes and talk about games. Let's go find someone to raid. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, if we've got enough order to even lose 50% of it, doesn't matter very much. Exactly, like, I don't think it's going to matter that much. We'll go raid Stinger's Playground, see what they're up to. Especially considering he's been recommending people join us, so... There you go. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to turn the chiller on now. The chiller's quite loud. If I turn it on, just for your reference... Yeah. I'm going to turn it on now. So let's set it to like 24. Right, that's on now. Can you hear that? Can you hear that in the background when I'm talking? Maybe. If not, I'm just going to listen to it when we're when I'm looking at the VOD, because I'm curious now. I haven't actually tested this properly. But I can hear it even with my noise cancelling headphones on, so there you go. Anyways, you don't hear it? Oh, great. Okay, so we can just have that running. Well, we'll see how hot the room gets. All right, I'm gonna let you go now. See you later. Bye for now.